Welcome to the Made in Spain podcast. My name is Laura Senior, and I'm here with
Nalini Sharma.
And we are your co-hosts. Super excited to bring you Season 3, Episode 4. Today's episode is called Hidden Gems of the Costa Blanca. And we're going to be covering fashion, food, and fun places. Some of these places, I believe, are lesser known to definitely to people who are not from the area, and even to some locals that we've spoken with. So we do think that you're going to enjoy checking these out and hearing about our fun experiences. So super happy to be here with you again. I did want to mention that the first 3 episodes of Season 3, if you haven't heard them, we explored Bilbao and the surrounding area of Bilbao.
Yeah, already missing it.
Yes.
I want to go back.
Seriously missing it now because it's starting to get warmer where we are. Bilbao is definitely a lot cooler. So very excited to go to this Hidden Gems episode, but definitely check out those first 3 episodes. So we said we're going to cover fashion, food, and fun places. We're going to start with a fashion find that Nalini's actually wearing.
Okay, we're both actually wearing our fashion finds.
We are wearing our fashion finds, but we're starting with yours.
Yeah, so I'm wearing these boots from, they're cowboy boots from Brian Stepwise, which is a local, and when I say local, I mean in Elche, which we've talked about Elche before. It is from where we are, maybe about an hour drive, and it is known for its shoe manufacturing. It's traditionally, a shoe town. It's where they have artisans. It's passed down generation to generation. And I think one day I was just doing a little search. We were going to Alicante for an afternoon, and I really wanted to find a local shoe designer to see if I could just buy something that was maybe a little bit unique. And I've really been looking for cowboy boots for the last, I would say, year. I haven't found anything that I liked. And then this came up, Brian Stepwise. And I thought, oh, this is not the Spanish designer with the name Brian Stepwise.
How clever is it, though? Like, it's Stepwise.
Yeah.
It is so clever how they came up with that. Like, the last name is Stepwise, but when you think about it, it's like, ooh, Stepwise.
Yeah, it's very, it's very cute. Mm-hmm. The marketing is really cute. But I thought, okay, well, we'll go in, and the store is actually in Alicante. It's on the main. Yeah, it's just on the Maison Ave. If you follow it there, you'll find the store on a corner. And they're handmade. They are from Elche. They produce them in Elche. They're not mass produced.
They're absolutely not mass produced. My understanding is that most, especially the boots, like the ones you're wearing, are very much like one piece at a time.
Right. So you will have a choice of sizes, but if I'm fairly certain, if you don't buy it kind of right away, you may not get your size. So they tried to call it, slower fashion in that they're just not pumping everything out and sending it to all the stores. The designs are really clean. They're really beautiful. But I happened to pick up these boots for under €100.
And if people are watching on socials or on YouTube, you can see they are gorgeous. And it's interesting how it works with shoes. It's almost like that Cinderella moment. Yeah. Because I was in the store with you and you tried another pair on and we're both like, oh, those are really cute. They're super wearable. But then you tried these on. How did it make you feel when you put this
right
pair
away.
of shoes on?
And I always know, and she laughs at me because I know what I want before I go in a store. I'm looking for what I want in my head.
Nalini manifests clothes and shoes. Like, no, I know what I want. But have you seen it anywhere? How do you know they're going to have it? It's like, because I've already seen it in my mind.
And if I don't see it, I'm not getting. Like, I already know. So I knew I wanted a pair of brown cowboy boots. And when I walked in, I saw it there. And I thought, oh, maybe I'll get like a shorter pair. Because I wanted to wear it in Bilbao. And I thought it would be too wintry to wear cowboy boots,
but it wasn't.
It wasn't.
We ended up being cold for half of the trip.
So that would be one of my fashion finds in the last, I would say, couple of weeks. you really do have to check it out. They're beautiful designs, relatively affordable.
I actually think quite affordable.
Yes.
And if you happen to be listening to this and we're still around the summertime or end of summertime, all the way up to October, you're going to be able to benefit from the summer sales.
The summer sales.
And especially for the cowboy boots, I would say.
Absolutely.
Surprising quality. When we went to the store, they had the pieces of the leather that they cut from.
Yeah, they're all leather.
Super high quality leather. And as Nalini said, affordable. One question I had, Nalini, do they, because my understanding is for Brian Stepwise, it's their own stores. They don't,
It's their
don't
own
retail
stores.
in other shoe stores, right?
I don't believe so. According to their website, they have 60 selling points. Whether that means it might be carried in El Corte Inglés but
wait, yes, it was, right?
I think it was in El
Yes.
Corte Inglés. But you're not getting the same selection.
No.
I mean, there are countless Spanish shoe designers, and the more you research it, the more you look into it, it is really unappetizing to go into a high-end designer and drop $2,000 on a pair of shoes.
I don't think it makes much sense, but hey, if that's what you want to do from a branding standpoint, I will say this. The website is brianstepwise.com, and we haven't tried to see if you can buy from outside of Spain, but I definitely think it's worth checking it out. The prices there I think are probably the most competitive that you're going to find. And we have looked for where the factory is.
It's in Elche, yeah.
It's near Elche, it's Ashpe.
Yes.
So just near Elche. Okay, awesome. So that's our first recommendation for fashion in this Hidden Gem episode is Brian Stepwise. They do have sandals and everything else, but I would highlight the cowboy boots.
Absolutely.
As the kind of find there.
Listen, if I bought these in the US, they would have been $500.
Oh yeah, easily. So how do you call that kind of leather in English? This
suede.
Suede. Yes, suede.
Yeah.
Okay, beautiful. So now we are going to move on to one of the food finds.
Okay.
So Nalini, tell us a little bit about El Cranc, because I know you have a place in your heart for El Cranc.
I do. I mean, you introduced me to this restaurant.
Yes, I think I may have.
Yeah, last summer I joined your family for a little quick bite.
Fideuà.
Yeah, and that's actually my favorite thing they make there. I love it. So, I mean, we've talked about that it's the noodle version of paella.
Yes, the fideuà.
It's a really special little chiringuito. Do you want to explain what a chiringuito is?
So a chiringuito, the way I would describe it, is something that is not quite a restaurant. And there's chiringuitos of all qualities and sizes. So sometimes when you first hear chiringuito, you may visualize a hut. Like, you visualize something that doesn't really have closed walls.
Right.
It's on the beach usually, or very near the beach. There is a kitchen, there is a bar usually, but it's not like a full-blown enclosed restaurant.
No, and it tends to be a little bit more casual. Not that everybody is dressed nicely in that restaurant, but it's just a casual beach kind of vibe. But El Cranc, first of all, it is very difficult to get a reservation. I actually checked today. There are some reservations available for Sunday and next week. Outside of that, if you're listening to this in July, give it a go. You have to make a reservation. You cannot show up. There's 2 seatings. You have a lunch reservation and then the slightly late lunch, early dinner reservation. The lunchtime reservations are all gone. You can only eat there after 4 or 5 now. It's full.
So El Cranc, which means the crab,
right,
in Valenciano.
Oh, okay.
So El Cranc is a crab in Valenciano, and it is very much shellfish oriented, as well as the fideuà, and it is on the Playa de la Olla in Altea.
It's beautiful.
So it's actually on the beach.
Directly on the beach.
So you can have lunch there. If you take, your beach stuff, afterwards you can hang out on the beach for sure. I'd recommend maybe having a white wine or a cava. It's a really great spot for that with your fish or your paella. And as Nalini mentioned, it's very, very important. Any time of the year that you're trying to go to El Cranc, make sure you reserve with plenty of time.
Yes.
You may be lucky. You may show up. Someone may have canceled. But the chances of that are pretty slim.
No, and pack your patience.
Yes,
I mean,
absolutely.
it's a casual beach vibe. They're not seating you exactly on time because usually the people at the table, they have to be shuffled out. Like, you need to finish and leave. The next set of people are coming in.
The one thing I wanted to mention about El Cranc as well, a lot of people think about going there at lunchtime because you got, the beautiful view to the sea and all that. But it is very hot, especially if you go in the summer, because it is open, so they don't have air conditioning. I actually love the vibe there in the evening.
In the evening. And there are other bars in the same road there that if you finish your meal, you can just go to the other bar and have some drinks or snacks if you want.
And you can book the sunset time as well.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if the kitchen's open for the sunset time, and you may be able to get a drink first and then food.
Maybe.
Because right now, as you know, the sunset is...
Yeah.
Well, actually,
It's
you
quite
may
late.
be able to. It is quite late. So it depends on what time of the year you go. So that's a little bit about El Cranc.
Okay.
And actually near El Cranc, even though actually maybe just a couple hundred meters away, if you're in that area, and for those of you that are not into fish or fideuà or paella, a couple hundred meters away you've got a meat restaurant that is extremely famous in the whole of Spain.
Yeah, we've eaten there. It's very meat
oriented.
meaty.
Yes. So that is Cajoan.
Yeah.
So that is Cajoan.
Yeah.
And it is recognized as one of the best meat restaurants in Spain.
Yeah.
So you've got the wonders of the sea very close with El Cranc, and then you can go to Cajoan, but that is absolutely another one that you need a reservation for.
You do. This is where we had our traumatic oyster experience.
Yes. So Cajoan in Altea.
Yeah.
So definitely recommend
biggest
that one.
oysters I've ever had.
That's one thing about oysters, it's like they're all nice.
The bigger
and everything.
is not
Bigger,
better.
not better.
Okay, with an oyster. I'm just gonna say
When it
that,
comes to
but-
oysters, bigger is not better.
Yeah. All right.
So-
And then we have another cool little restaurant, which is very close to us, and you are good friends with the owner. So do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yes. So I would like to share with our audience about Calangels in Polop in Alicante. Polop is actually where Nalini lives.
Yep.
This is definitely a hidden gem. It's not somewhere that you're going to find if you're not looking for it. So shout out to Paco and Calangels, or Calangels, I should say, in Valenciano. So that is very much a very family, traditional Valenciano, not just Spanish, but Valenciano food restaurant in Polop. And it is in a old townhouse. They have been there. It is actually the original house was from the family who runs it, their grandparents.
Okay.
And up till not very long ago, the grandma was still somewhat involved in the cooking,
okay.
but obviously in a more casual way, not like, okay, you got to come here and cook every day, because we all know if you cook, it can be a real intimidating thing to have that level of commitment at a restaurant. But it is very special, and they have dishes from this specific area, like the mincho is one of them, which it kind of looks like an empanada,
Right.
but it's really good. And then the one thing that I always love about Paco in Calangels is that he has all the connections with the local sources. So for example, if someone catches a really beautiful lobster, on the coast in Altea or something, they'll call him, and he'll be kind of first pick. Do you want this lobster? Or do you want this gallo de San Pedro? Or all these the cabracho, whatever the fish is, he usually gets kind of like first take on it.
And I mean, you've gone there before. When we went, that was the first time we had gone. It was a holiday.
Yes.
I think it was Father's Day. In
Spanish
Spain.
Father's Day
I
or
think it
something
was.
like that.
But it was a holiday. Anyway, we went, and it was. It's as if you're going to somebody's house. That was my experience. You're sort of walking into somebody's little townhouse, but it is a restaurant, and it's one seating, I guess they have for that particular time.
For the most part, yes.
Yeah, and they don't. There's no menu. They give you what they have. So they have a vegetable garden that's where they're getting the vegetables from. It's like you said, if he has a fresh fish or meats or what have you, that is what they're preparing. It's not as if you don't have a bit of a choice or they
Yes.
can't make some modifications, but you are getting the things that they have in the kitchen that day, which is the freshest.
Yes, super fresh. Also, very different winter and summer menus,
Right.
which again makes perfect sense. He'll always prepare some very special gazpachos and kind of elevated with some flowers and, a few bits and pieces. But like in the winter there, you have to go and have what we call plato de cuchara, or the spoon dish, which is like the pilota valenciana, so you have like the actual kind of soups and stews,
heavier
way heavier. Definitely not what you want to be eating right now.
No.
But in the winter, it's a real hearty, it's a lovely place to go also when it's kind of cold outside.
And the cava that he served us, it was, I remember the name, it's called Snow.
Yes.
Because that it stuck with me that, it's actually called Snow. And the waiter said to us that he does not I said it's actually delicious. I think it's produced locally. And he said that he does not put something on the menu, whether it's a drink or food, that he hasn't tried himself. So it may not be a Michelin star restaurant, but it might as well have a Michelin star the way he cooks.
My understanding is that at one point he was offered a Michelin star and kind of going in that direction, but it would have meant a lot of things commercially that was not aligned with his and his family's, because his sister is the one that runs the kitchen.
Right, okay.
So he's like the maître, and he recommends the sommelier, and he's obsessive with wine.
Right.
And
he was actually away the day we went on a wine discovery tour.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a really big thing for Paco. It's like all the wines, all the cavas. You always find something new, different, and exciting that he'll have. Very rarely is he going to serve you the typical thing.
No, there was nothing typical. And first of all, there's not really a menu. And secondly, the restaurant is packed. It was full.
One surprising thing that I will say is for any of our audience, and that is Calangels. So I'm going to spell it out. That's CAL apostrophe ANGELS.
Right.
If you ever go there and he happens, or whoever serves you tells you that they have lobster that day, they will offer an option of having the lobster deep fried. I know that sounds ridiculous because you're like, how would you deep fry a lobster? But it is probably one of the most delicious things I've ever tried. So it's this fresh lobster. They just kind of break it up, and then they kind of just flash deep fry it. It's absolutely delicious.
Definitely want that.
Yeah. So that's in Polop. If you're visiting Calangels, I would recommend to stop by at the little font de Polop as well. Like, the chorros.
Yeah.
Where you can get the fresh water. So that would be definitely recommended. Okay. So that's a little bit about Calangels.
Okay. Next on our list, Laura.
So next on our list, we have Zahati.
Okay, this is a much longer story.
Yes, a little
All right.
bit.
So you are wearing your hat from Zahati. Zahati is located in a little town called Gata de Gorgos.
You said that perfectly.
Okay, it's a very interesting little town, not far from where we are, maybe an hour or so. So first of all, how did we discover the hat store there?
I was trying to think about it. I know how we discovered it. And I have to say thank you to Robson Turner.
Right.
Our trainer, sometimes trains with us, who's just opening up a gym in Javier. When we were talking about the podcast and what we're doing, Rob said, you guys should go check out Zahati. This was months ago.
Yeah.
He said, it's very kind of unique little place, and they make all these hats, and they kind of become quite big. And I started following them on Instagram and online, and oh my goodness, I was just like instantly in love with some of the designs. Because as some of our audience may have figured out if they follow us on socials, we are hat people. So.
Yeah. Well, we've recently become hat people.
Yes.
I don't know. I've always loved hats, but it's a recent obsession.
Yes.
But the recent Netflix series with Blake Lively, which is called Another Simple Favor, that's the name of the Netflix show. The cover picture is of her in a white shirt, a black skirt, and she's wearing this massive hat. And the scene in the movie, it's this huge hat. Her face is covered, and she kind of swans down the stairs of this hotel, but her face is covered. And it turns out that hat is from Zahati. And she found that hat in a store in Italy somewhere.
Whoa.
That carries their merchandise, and thought it would make a perfect, part of her costume in the movie. So it's very.
I can guarantee it was not their PR team that got that done.
It's not. So let's set the stage.
Set the stage a little bit. So it was founded by Sandra Mira.
Okay.
In 1890.
Wow.
So a little while ago. I don't know, but I would hazard a guess it wasn't called Sahati at the time.
Okay.
That sounds like a very kind of like fresh, new style branding.
Right.
It's got the word hat in it as well. So to me, that sounds a lot more recent. But the actual company that makes these hats was formed in 1890. They are, to picture Gata de Gorgos. Gata de Gorgos.
I'm not laughing.
It's just like a small town, one main street on another street. It's not a town.
It's a one-road town.
It is a one-road town. It is not a town that you'd go like, we've spoken about Altea, we've spoken about Valencia, Granada, Bilbao, Benidorm, all these different places.
Yeah.
These are larger towns where you've got a lot of different things to do.
It's a really tiny town.
It's a very tiny town. We struggled to find somewhere to have breakfast, but we did.
Yeah.
When we went there. But most of what you're going to see in Gata is weaving, like the
wicker,
basket,
the
wicker,
baskets,
wicker is that what you call it?
The summer bags that are very sort of, iconic, I think, for Spanish, the style.
Yes.
I mean, you can buy a basket bag there for 10 euros.
Between 10 and 20 something, depending on the level of the design. And the other day I actually saw someone wearing the Loewe ones, going back to our first episode that we spoke about. Yes, it's got the Loewe logo on it. Yes, it has the little piece of leather with Loewe, but the actual basket itself is not far off.
No, it isn't.
It really isn't.
It isn't. I don't have a Loewe basket bag, so
I saw one very up close the other day, and I was staring at it. The lady that had it was like, "Okay, is this way different?" But it was funny because when we actually did buy a basket bag that day as well, that we visited Gata, and we were both complaining about, they don't close. So everything is out in the open. And the older lady at the store that I thought was very cute, she's like, Loewe doesn't close there. So, we don't want to close ours.
Okay, so we go in Sahati. It's a very, it's almost at the beginning of the town when you drive.
Right at the beginning.
You drive in. And they're not the only hat maker in town either. There are other few high-end hat makers.
I think worth a mention, probably Cygnus.
Yes.
So that's
their hats are very expensive.
Some of them, there's a range, but Cygnus, I think Signes.
Yeah.
And we'll include all the links so that you can go check these little hidden gems out. But yeah, Cygnus is right at the beginning. Their factory / place there, I don't really know if they even have a store open to the public.
I mean, we were there Friday afternoon, and everything in the town closes by 1:32. I mean, it's dead. You're out of luck if you're thirsty. Forget it.
It's not the most commercially oriented place. So, again, picture this. These hats from Sahati have been featured on a Netflix movie, like Nalini said. Not just have they been featured in the movie, the poster for the movie includes the hat.
Their hat. So we go into the store. It's very cute from the outside. They have a big hat on the outside.
It's like pink on the outside.
Pink, yeah, pinkish. And I mean, you walk into it's hat heaven. There's just hats everywhere. They have a huge stock, really kind of cute, interesting store. It's supposedly female run, so it's all women in the store. They have been doing it their whole life, making these hats.
I think I read that on average, one of their hats by hand takes about 10 hours to make.
Okay, well, I mean, you can find any kind of hat you want in there, really.
And if you don't find it,
they'll make it.
You're like, oh, I want this one, but I want it in this color combination.
They'll make it for you.
They'll make it.
Now, they are, let's say, older ladies and not the most friendly. You would be hard pressed to find English or Castellano in that store.
So
it's not happening.
My comment to Nalini after visiting the store, and again, We're still
not
going to
happening.
continue buying hats from Sahati.
Yeah.
I actually bought one as a present the other day for someone. I love the hats. But I think that the way that they've oriented their brand is very much online. If you look online, you've got all the influencers wearing the hats.
Yeah.
They're posting about it, weddings, this, that, the other, the Netflix stuff. So in your head, you think, okay, we're going to go to the store. Their only store. Because their hats are sold at these really high-end stores. We saw them in Bilbao.
Yeah.
You know, they're sold at these really high-end
That's
stores
how Blake
elsewhere.
Lively found the hat in another store in Italy.
Yeah, so they retail through kind of cute, boutique-y sort of places. But, you know, again, this is their only store. So in your mind, you could build an expectation that you'd walk in there and they'd have some kind of advertising of what's happened on Netflix or someone greeting you at the door or something.
No,
that's not
Nothing.
happening. And again, no... don't get me wrong. The second time I went to the store, I will say the ladies were nicer because I think they maybe recognized me from the first time and they were hoping that I wasn't going to ask them any more questions. Because they're like, do you want to talk about what you asked me? Like,
no,
yes.
I said, I'm like, do you think they speak English in the store? And she's like, they don't even speak Spanish in the store, okay?
They're Valenciano.
Yeah. They're not even going to speak to you in Spanish. I'm like, okay, well then you ask her. So I said, Laura, ask this lady some questions.
I actually asked, could I ask you a few questions? And she said, no. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, I am going to buy one of these hats, but I just want to ask a couple questions. But then I will say that she did soften up a little bit. And then,
other lady, she came out and she took out her phone and then she started to Google the hat Blake
she's
Lively.
like, oh, look,
Yeah.
you know, have you seen this?
Yeah.
One of our hats.
And we're like, yeah, that's why we drove an hour and a half.
But we will say this though, and this warmed my heart particularly when they talked about the lady that is more like the one that does their social media, because I kept going on about your Instagram, and the lady was looking at me like, what are you talking about? I don't know. Like, they don't really know if they have an Instagram or not. So one of the ladies who's a younger generation who is on Instagram and all this kind of stuff, she has, I think, she's also the designer. She's the head designer. And she has given them the opportunity to be super creative. And the woman said, it is such a pride to be able to create these pieces and not to be limited by, you know, okay, this is the kind of hat you're going to make and that's it. Yeah. And then to see them being worn and be successful.
Right.
So,
and it's really from a small little village. I cannot stress that enough. It's a small little village with this, they've been doing this from the early 1920s up until now. But then now that we're saying this out loud, in their defense, I think we're just so used to having everything marketed to us.
100%.
Where we expect to walk in and it's like, oh, you were featured on Netflix. Well, you should have, the posters and this and that. Whereas there's just these little old ladies making hats and we walk in with, we're going to ask you questions,
And the second time I went, I was like, how much is this? She's like, oh, let me check. They don't even have the prices on the hat. So it's very special. But I think it's worth it, though.
It is worth it. Listen, it is interesting to do these little day trips because you learn a lot from it.
You do.
And then we walk down the street in the lunchtime heat in the sun with the Zahati bag. I think the whole village was, they're like, who are these people? We go to the other stores. So there's like a line of stores that they just sell the basket things. So whether it's bags or hats or fans. And the first store we walked into, there's these two older ladies. One is in a wheelchair because she
fell down.
Yeah,
she had an ankle problem.
Soon as we walk in, Laura has her Zahati bag, and I see a hat, and Laura's like, "How much is that hat?" And I'm like,
I was like,
"Do you want to know?" She's like,
a sixth of the price.
And the ladies,
I'll wear that one for the next episode.
The ladies, they were laughing at you.
They were, but I will say this. Afterwards, I did some research because they're like, oh, yeah, we get the hats at the same place, at the same factory and so on. And not true.
It's not true. But they're like, you spent all that money on those hats.
Crazy.
But they were very sweet, funny ladies. If I swear to you, if we had stayed any longer in their store, we would have been having lunch with them. They were just happy to talk to us.
It was actually pretty comical because at one point, I was like, oh yeah, Sahati's like really grown. They have a really big, online presence and so on and so forth. And the lady's like, so I started again, like social media and so on. She's like, yeah, we're not good on like technical things. Translation. It's like there are no online presence whatsoever, which is a real shame because some of these family-run businesses will die with this generation because they haven't had an opportunity or a younger generation in the family to take it forward.
No, and they have super cute hats and bags. And
I will wear that one for the next episode.
Okay, do it. And you picked up a couple of little gifts. So we were asking for this poor old lady. She's like looking for the bag because it had an initial on it. And then it came to the point where we said, no, we'll find it. Like, just show us where the storage room is. We'll go get it.
My favorite find from that shop was actually the fan. Again, for those watching on socials or on YouTube, but these were like €3.50.
I know, and they're super cute. Anyway, there's several stores you can go through. They have slightly different products, and whether it's a hat or some have a little bit of clothing in it. That's about it for Gata on that street, I'm going to say.
Just one more mention on Sahati. They have had a bag design go pretty viral, which looks like a fan.
Oh, yeah, it's really
And
nice.
then when you turn it upside down, it has like these kind of things that hang. It's super cute.
Really nice.
So really check it out. And that is Zahati, Zahati. And I would find them online, find them on social media. If you want to make a statement at any party that you go to.
You can buy that hat there.
Buy that XXL.
Yeah.
They have like 5 or 6 designs of the XXL hats.
Yeah.
And you will have your Blake Lively moment even if you're not on Team Lively. So.
Yeah. There you go.
So that's a little about Sahati. And last of our finds, of our hidden gems, before we go to our slice of life, we're going to talk about our coffee party.
Oh, the coffee party. Oh my gosh. Wow, Laura, I'm being honest, we do a lot for the podcast. They're all fun things. It's not really, you can't call it work, but we basically Laura drove to Valencia with us in the car for a coffee. We drove to Valencia for a coffee party. So it's a new trend starting to take shape here. And it's fun. It's basically can be about a 2-hour little party. It's a ticketed event. Mm-hmm. Well, at least the one we went to by Durali.
I think they all are. Yes. So shout out to Durali, and that is Derali.
Yes.
You can find them on TikTok or Instagram, and they do this Durali coffee party.
They're a couple.
Yes.
Not husband and wife, boyfriend, girlfriend.
Girlfriend. Yeah. But super nice. Super cute really couple. Nice, yeah. They're both gorgeous. And DJs. And their music, their vibe is Afro House. And we did interview them. And we'll put the interview up on socials as well for you to watch. But just great little couple. And it's so nice to see kind of younger people doing cool things that are a little bit different and not staying in the norm.
No, and a coffee party, it's taken, kind of by storm in Canada. That's what they said. And I did actually see, just following social media and stuff like that, coffee parties in Toronto where, it's 1:00 in the afternoon and you're in a coffee shop and everybody's dancing. There's a DJ. I don't know if they serve alcohol at the parties in Toronto. I know.
They do here.
Yeah. Here, your ticket includes either 2 coffee drinks, you can get 2, or 1 alcoholic drink. So you can choose. The doors opened around 5-ish. I think they were a little bit delayed, but around 5 they opened. However, outside, everybody is ready. It's not a party where you show up late because you want to look cool. No, people are ready for the doors to open. They get in there, the music is on, they're in the line for their drink, and then they start dancing.
Yes.
It's very funny. It's like a really cool, kind of like energetic, full-on vibe for that short period of time, and then you leave. You go home. Or now, move on.
I think there's a couple of interesting facts about it. I think maybe about 15% approximately of the people there were Spanish.
Right.
I think everybody else was an expat. There was a good mix of people of different ages.
A very good mix.
Very good mix. I think that it was great that I think some of us, I'll include myself, don't want to go out at 3:00 in the morning, and it's a way to dance if you like music. And interesting how life works. The reason I came across this Diwali coffee party and this couple is because I do love music. I love all kinds of music, but I do like techno a lot. And I was following this page that does like raves in bakeries in Belgium or something.
Right,
and people will go in there and like buy a loaf of bread, and all of a sudden there's a DJ in there. It's 10 o'clock in the morning.
It's kind of fun.
It is fun. And then they came up in Valencia.
Right.
And we reached out to them. Lisa, who is the lady who's a part of the couple, she immediately replied. Super nice people, and they were very, very welcoming. And I really wish them all the success in the world with these coffee parties, because I do think culturally it's a great thing to add not just to the nightlife culture in this country, but also to be more inclusive of people that don't want to go out at 1 o'clock in the morning.
And the reality is not everybody wants to have a drink.
Yeah. No, there's definitely a sober vibe to it.
Very
like
much
you
so.
can go and not be drinking. For
No,
sure.
most people there were having a coffee.
I have to say, I wish I could have coffee at 6 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
But then I will have to go party till 3 o'clock in the morning, because I cannot sleep after that. You know, there's no way. I saw people having multiple like espresso coffees at 6 p.m. I'm like, how are they doing this?
I think the trend will spread, because
Yes.
Valencia is a bigger city, and where we live, I would 100% say if somebody, Laura, threw a coffee party
Yay.
at somebody's cafe.
But I will say,
not
the
saying
Raleigh
anything.
original coffee parties in Valencia, we said it.
Yeah.
They are the originals from Valencia. I know there's other people doing it now in Valencia as well, but yes, respect.
Yeah, look out for it.
Look out
it'll
for
be a
it.
trend.
And if you're in Valencia, seek it out. Because, by the way, the tickets were all gone.
Yeah, they're sold out.
Sold out. There's people coming up to the door like, ooh, what is going on here? You know?
Yeah, it's cute.
course.
It's a fun vibe.
Yeah. And then, of course, you've got the people like walking their dog at 7 p.m., with the windows are wide open and going like, what are all these people doing in here? Anyway, on to our slice of life. Slice of life.
Slice of life. This is a good one. I mean, it's good and bad.
How do we start?
Actually, there's nothing good about it. It's just an interesting story.
Our food and drink is good for this slice of life.
Well, let's just say it's interesting.
It's interesting.
Okay, let's do. Okay.
It's a stomach challenging combination.
You know me and my stomach.
Nalini has a what do you call it? Iron stomach.
Iron guts.
Iron guts.
That's what I call myself. I have iron guts.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about this, Nalini.
Right. So this is a prize. Maybe you could loosely call it a delicacy. It is white asparagus, grown particularly in the region of Navarra, in the north of Spain, harvested at night.
What's the story with the harvesting it at night? So I know you shared that with me, but I don't get it. Is it because like if they harvested it during the day, the color changes?
Yes. So it's not exposed to light. So that is why it stays white. It's grown underground.
Oh, underground. Okay.
Underground. It is a real sort of skill, because they do it at night, like in the dark, in the farms. They have just the little headlamps they wear. And it's a real skill to be able to find them and harvest them. And then they're sent directly to the factories and then either put in glass jars or tins. They're not, you may look at it and think it's a pickle. It's not a pickle. It's preserved in water, water solution.
So it's just water?
Yeah, it's just a water solution. And they're considered to be the ghost of the asparagus family.
So I love white asparagus. So it's interesting because even this morning I went for breakfast and I asked the lady if she could put white asparagus in my bocadillo. And I realized
nice.
So if like, let's say for example, you order like a vegetable sandwich here.
They
like
sometimes put it on, which
it's really good. I love it.
Okay. I have not tried this. I've tried it one time and I cannot remember what it tastes like. So let's do it. I read a recipe from Jose Andres where he does a white asparagus gazpacho. Okay, I'm using.
But would that be with the fresh ones or the canned ones?
No, this one. Okay, I'm using my.
Is it good?
It is actually really good. I have it all over my dress, but it's fine.
It's okay. You're wearing black. I'm in a bit more trouble.
It's asparagus water, but it is good.
It is good. I love them. So, fun fact. You know how you're pea smells kind of different when you eat asparagus.
Yeah.
It will happen with these as well.
Oh, yay. Something to look forward to after the podcast.
It does happen with these as well. It's not just the green asparagus.
Can I say something funny? I read this, his recipe for white asparagus gazpacho. He said, because I'm a huge Jose Andres fan.
We made the omelette. That we'll do that in the next season.
Oh my God, his microwave omelet. It's fantastic. Anyway, he says when you go to a summer market, the question you should ask is, will it gazpacho?
Will it gazpacho?
Which is actually really good.
So if you're like buying vegetables or fruits, can you turn it into a gazpacho?
So you can, it's not a thing, it's a verb.
Like when we...
I think it's really cute.
Like when we did the cucumber one, and we got all these nasty comments online going, that is not gazpacho.
Listen, you can gazpacho pretty much any summer fruit or
Sorry,
veg.
people. Haters gonna hate.
Yeah. Also, Jose Andres said it's fine.
Yeah, there you go. If he says it.
Yeah, it's fine.
Awesome.
Okay, so followed up by a chaser of fresh orange juice, which this might seem strange that we're featuring it. However, my son has a friend staying here. He's from Toronto, where oranges come in boxes. Orange juice comes in a box. Not
Sunny Delight.
Yes, or any other brand name. It doesn't really matter. Here, we're very fortunate to have fresh oranges, wild, growing pretty much anywhere you can imagine. It's relatively inexpensive, and you can go to almost any supermarket and just, you press the machine and the oranges tumble down and you get fresh orange juice.
So we got this one this morning.
Yeah.
Before shooting today, from a fresh squeezer machine at the supermarket.
It's a couple euro.
I think it was $3.90 per liter.
Right.
There's a lot of, I mean, that's, and let's taste it.
Yeah.
After the asparagus. See
After
how it
the,
tastes.
such a good combination. It's sweet. It's delicious.
It's really, really good.
And there's no alcohol in this, by the way.
No.
Moving away from our normal alcoholic breakfast.
Content.
Yeah. It's just orange juice.
Really, really, really nice orange
It's
juice.
delicious. Yeah. So that's sort of, I mean, if you come to Spain and you visit the supermarket and maybe you're stocking up some things for an Airbnb, please get the orange juice. It is.
And not just the orange juice. Buy some fresh oranges. When you peel them, actually it's interesting because you remember when we went to visit Marcia del Altea with the olive oil?
Yeah.
You can peel the oranges, particularly when they're on the more acidic side, and you put a bit of olive oil and salt in it, and it is so good. Like fresh oranges. So I would say for people who are traveling to Spain, heavily recommend when you come here the orange juice and the oranges from the Valencian region.
Yes.
Because that's where you're going to find the best citrus.
And the white asparagus is available year-round in any supermarket, so not an issue, but they are actually harvested between April and June, and that's why I just thought we would feature it. So
absolutely.
There.
Awesome.
Okay, now, Laura's going to tell a very sad tale.
So for our slice of life, we're going to tell the beginning of a story that will...
Let's see how this ends.
The end will be revealed after we shoot our episode about Madrid, which will happen within the next couple of weeks. So... Nalini and I talk almost on a daily basis, but obviously I try to give her some space and not call in the night or anything like that, because that would be weird. And she received a call from me a few weeks ago. It was actually like 10:30 p.m. And I was freaking out because I looked down at my engagement ring. I was actually working on the laptop. I looked down at my engagement ring, which I decided to wear today. It has been put away for now. And the main diamond that's in the middle of the ring was missing.
It fell out.
It fell out. And I hadn't, felt it, nothing. I just looked, and you can see it right there. There's a big, massive hole in the middle.
Right. So imagine, ladies, you have your engagement ring. It's in a setting.
Yep.
The setting is still intact. The prongs are still there. You've not done anything crazy. You've not been in a boxing fight, or you're tapping away on your computer and you look down and the stone is gone.
100% gone. I had no idea where it went. The ring is from Suarez, and that's why we decided to tell the beginning part of the story in this slice of life, because we are going to go to Suarez in Madrid, where the ring was purchased and see what they say.
Right.
Because I did call them and say, hey, my engagement ring is now partly missing. And what are you going to do about it? Anyway, to make things very interesting, you can imagine at 10:30 p.m. I was running around the whole house looking for this stone with a 98% feeling that I was never going to find it because it's, one chance in a billion. So I went to bed, didn't sleep very well that night at all, thinking that, again, there's like a sentimental value as well.
No, and I mean, listen, it is something that, okay, if it's lost, you can't do anything about it.
No.
You can retrace your steps. You can maybe phone somewhere you went and say, did you happen to find a big diamond?
Yeah, and put it away for me?
Yeah, thank you. It may or may not happen.
Exactly.
So, I mean, but
it was bad. Anyway, so following morning, I wake up, I go to wash my hands in the restroom, and before I turn the tap on, through the corner of my eye, I see something twinkling. And I'm like, it's the stone. I found it, which is the most incredible thing. I would have never thought I was going to find it. So it's being put away. And now we're going to go to Suarez in Madrid to see what they say and how they resolve the situation. And I am very curious to see, what kind of service they offer. Because as a reference, I mentioned to Nalini, I wear sometimes my grandmother's ring that I'm also wearing today. It is 150 years old. And there are no stones missing. Nothing's ever fallen off.
No.
This ring, it was not cheap by any means. And it's, less than 7 years old. So it's very hard for me to comprehend. As you said, I'm not a boxer, that this stone would fall out. And that, by the way, they didn't have any. If I would have not found the stone, I'm very certain they would not done anything to compensate for that, which is atrocious.
Okay, so just don't lose the stone.
I'm not going to, but
between now and Wednesday when we get on that train,
we're gonna have words for sure. So that was our slice of life.
I mean, terrible, but at least you found the stone.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
More coming soon. So we're going to do our sentence of the day.
Okay.
But before we go to the sentence of the day, I did want to mention about our next episode. For the wine lovers, we are going to be talking about wine in the next episode and a very, very unique wine festival that we visited just over the weekend.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Awesome.
Okay.
Sentence of the day. Okay. This one is kosher, so we're keeping it politically correct for this episode. The sentence of the day is a rey muerto, rey puesto.
Okay.
A rey muerto, rey puesto.
Okay, something dead.
So do you remember what a rey is? The king.
Oh, the king. Oh.
So
okay. So the
a rey muerto.
The king is dead.
Once the king, like a king dead.
Yeah.
Rey puesto.
Okay.
A king dead, a king replaced.
Right. Okay.
What do you think that means?
Probably you just go from, I would say it might be a political statement, a little bit more of a political statement that if, it's just like one is there and then there's just another one in place, no change.
So it signals that we're all replaceable, either at work or, with family, et cetera, et cetera. Well, not really with family, but sometimes people will use that. Let's say, for example, when someone breaks up with someone and week later they have a new partner.
Right.
And it's like, a rey muerto, rey puesto.
Okay.
Like one king dead, a new one's there.
Yeah. So it could be used in politics too.
Yes. It's like all of us are replaceable.
Right.
Like all of a sudden it's like, oh, someone may never picture this country without this prime minister, but the following week there's a new one and, life goes on. So,
good.
A rey muerto, rey puesto.
Okay. Life goes on. That's hopefully will replace your ring.
Yeah. Until the next episode, thank you for joining us. Don't forget to follow, please subscribe, and leave some comments. You all are very quiet. We are getting a ton of downloads, and we are getting some fun comments online on socials, but we want to hear from you on Spotify and Apple Podcasts especially.
Yeah, please. All right. Bye.
The Made in Spain podcast is an Everything's Rosy production, with executive producers and host Nalini Sharma and Laura Senior, with special thanks to production assistant Ayrton Nath.